A specific part of your body is the main source of youth and no one has ever told you about it. After 40, your body starts to change. You lose muscle mass faster, your metabolism slows down, and mobility begins to show signs. But there is one part of the body that no one talks about, which is without a doubt the greatest ally for your circulation and longevity: the calf. That's right. A strong calf improves practically everything in your body, and you will understand now why. In today's video, I'm going to show you why this muscle is so important after 40, and as a bonus, I'll show you 2 simple exercises you can do at home to strengthen this area. Stay with me until the end, because this content is unmissable and can open your eyes. Why the calf is fundamental after 40. At 40 years old, your body enters a phase where everything needs to be done more consciously. Strength no longer maintains itself. Mobility starts to show limitations. And if you don't move, if you don't train with purpose, you start to lose what took years to build. This has a name: sarcopenia. It is the natural loss of muscle mass over time. And one of the regions that suffers the most from this, and that most people ignore, is the calf. The calf has a much more important function than aesthetics. It is directly linked to your stability, your mobility, and your circulatory health. Without a strong calf, you lose firmness to walk, climb stairs, balance yourself, and even perform simple daily tasks. It's not an exaggeration. A weak calf can drastically increase the risk of falls, sprains, and injuries, especially as age advances. But there's more. The calf is known as the peripheral heart of the body. This is because it helps the blood return to the heart, especially when you are standing for long periods. When the muscle is weak, this function is compromised. The result? Swollen legs, a feeling of heaviness, varicose veins, pain, and even an increased risk of thrombosis in more severe cases. And attention, this is not only for those who are sedentary. Even those who train sometimes neglect the calf, thinking that just walking already solves it. But the truth is that if you don't actively strengthen this region, it will remain weak. And a weak base brings down any structure. Why it is so neglected? You enter the gym and look around. Everyone training chest, back, biceps, shoulders. But how many are really paying attention to the calf? Almost no one. This happens because it doesn't draw attention in the mirror, and because many think it's already worked in everyday walks. But this is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. The calf is a resistant muscle used to constant effort. For it to really respond, it needs specific, controlled, intentional stimulus. And more, it has fewer fast twitch fibers than other muscles, which demands even more dedication. But the good news is, you don't need a gym for this. Using just your body weight at home, you can already strengthen the calf and start reaping the benefits. The problem was never the lack of equipment. The problem has always been the lack of priority. How the calf affects your longevity. When people talk about living longer, everyone thinks about diet, heart, cholesterol control. But few understand that what guarantees quality of life as you age is the ability to move independently. And the calf is directly connected to that. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity followed adults over 60 years old and found that those with stronger calves had better balance, lower risk of falling, and greater performance in simple everyday activities. Do you know what that means? That strengthening this muscle can be the difference between living independently or depending on help to climb a staircase. One more alarming fact: most fractures in the elderly happen from simple falls inside the house, usually caused by instability while walking. And do you know what supports the body with every step? The calf. It works to keep you standing, to absorb impact, and to give you impulse and security. If it's weak, you lose all of that. But it's not just a matter of strength. The calf is also linked to efficient blood circulation, as we've already mentioned. When it functions well, it pumps blood back to the heart, helps oxygenate the body, and even improves energy levels. In other words, a strong calf not only keeps you standing, it keeps you active, alert, and functional. And more, studies show that muscle strength in the lower limbs is directly related to an active life expectancy, meaning living longer without depending on anyone, without losing your freedom to come and go, without fear of falling and getting hurt. Myths and truths about calf training. The calf is, without a doubt, one of the most misunderstood muscles in the body, and that's why many people train it wrong, give up, or simply ignore it. Let's get straight to the points. Myth 1. Calves don't grow. They do, but they need to be trained differently. Because it's a muscle that works all day to keep you standing, it's already used to constant stimulus. That means, to create adaptation, it needs volume, frequency, and the right technique. If you only do a few heel raises at the end of your workout and then leave, you really won't see results. Myth 2. They only grow with heavy loads. Wrong. The calf responds very well to high repetitions, timing control, and maximum range of motion. This means you can train with just your body weight, even at home, and still get significant results as long as you do it intentionally. Myth 3. Walking already works the calves. Walking does activate them, yes, but in a light and repetitive way. That's not enough stimulus for hypertrophy or real strengthening. It's like thinking carrying grocery bags replaces arm training. The truth is that if you apply technique, consistency, and strategy, your calves will respond. And that will reflect on your entire body, from the foundation to the posture, from circulation to stability. Which of these myths and truths did you already know? Leave your comment here. And now let's move on to the exercise, which is the most important part. But first I want you to check if you're already subscribed to our channel. That's very important. Now let's continue. Exercise 1. Unilateral heel raise. It's time to put it into practice. And the first exercise you're going to learn here is one of the simplest and at the same time most efficient to strengthen the calf. Unilateral heel raise. This exercise has 3 big advantages. Works one leg at a time, which corrects muscular imbalances. Requires more control and balance, activating stabilizer muscles. Can be done without any equipment, using only your body weight. Step-by-step execution. Stand up straight with your spine erect and feet parallel. If needed, support one hand on a wall or chair back, just to keep balance. Shift all your body weight onto one leg. The other leg should lift off the ground, staying slightly bent behind the body. With your body firm, raise the heel of the supporting leg as high as you can, rising onto the balls of your feet. Hold this top position for 1 to 2 seconds, contracting your calf well. Then slowly lower yourself, feeling the muscle work during the eccentric phase. The descent is as important as the ascent. When your heel touches the ground, repeat the movement. Suggested repetitions. Do 12 to 20 reps per leg, depending on your level. Perform 3 to 4 sets per side, with 30 to 45 seconds rest between sets. If at first you feel unsteady, use your hand for support the entire time. No problem at all. Over time, as you gain strength, you will be able to do it without support, and that already shows progress and stability. Advanced tips to enhance the exercise. Full control of the movement. The slower the descent, the greater the muscle stimulus. Maximum range, don't do it halfway. Rise as high as you can and descend with control. Load progression. When this movement becomes easy, hold an object with weight. It can be a backpack with books, a water bottle, or any light overload. Vary rest time. Less rest, more endurance. More rest, more strength. This exercise directly activates the gastrocnemius and soleus, which are the 2 main calf muscles. In addition, it improves balance, increases ankle stability, and prepares the body to better withstand everyday impacts. And the best part? You can do it anytime, anywhere, without relying on a gym. In the living room, bedroom, even the kitchen while waiting for the water to boil. The important thing is to apply it consistently. Exercise 2, heel raise with isometry on tiptoes. If the first exercise brought strength, range, and control, this second one will complement with endurance, stability, and continuous stimulus, using a fundamental principle in calf training: time under tension. The technical name is simple: heel raise with isometry on the tiptoes. In practice, you will stay still, but not just stay still anyway. You will maintain the muscle fully contracted with full focus on execution. This type of exercise activates deep muscle fibers that are little stimulated by fast or incomplete movements. And when you do isometry correctly, the calf responds intensely, even without external load. How to execute: stand with both feet parallel, aligned at hip width. Engage the abdomen and keep the body firm. The spine should be straight, gaze forward. Raise the heels off the ground, standing on tiptoes as high as you can. When you reach the top, stop and hold the position. This is where the magic happens. Hold this position for 10 to 30 seconds, depending on your level. Descend with control, breathing deeply. Repeat the process after a short rest. Suggested sets and repetitions. Do 3 to 5 repetitions, holding the isometry between 10 and 30 seconds each. Rest 30 seconds between each repetition. Perform 3 to 4 sets in total. Attention to details. The more you focus on contracting the muscle, the more effective the exercise. Avoid letting the body fall forward. Maintain alignment. If possible, don't let the heels touch the ground between repetitions. This keeps the stimulus continuous. Simple progressions to increase intensity. Increase isometry time. Start with 10 seconds and gradually increase up to 40 or even 60 seconds if you can. Unilateral. When you have mastered it well, do it with one foot only. This requires much more strength, balance, and coordination. Unstable surface. If you want an extra challenge, perform the exercise on a mat or folded towel. This increases instability and forces your body to recruit even more stabilizing muscles. This type of stimulus improves not only muscle strength, but also neuromuscular capacity. That is, the communication between brain and muscle. This makes the body's response to movement faster, more precise, and safer. And all this with an exercise you can do at home without any equipment and in just a few minutes. How to incorporate it into your routine without complicating it. You don't need a free hour or a full gym to start. What you need is intention. 10 minutes of your day with focus and discipline are worth more than a training promise that never leaves the paper. These 2 exercises you learned today can be done anywhere. In the bedroom, living room, in the bathroom, while waiting for the coffee to brew or before going to sleep. It doesn't require space. It doesn't require equipment. It just requires you to do it. And you don't need to do it every day. Start with 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for example. Or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. What matters is consistency, not perfection. Over time, as you feel more firmness, more stability, and more body awareness, you can increase the frequency or even include it as a cool down after your main workout. This regularity will bring you benefits that you will notice in your body and your routine. Less swelling in the legs, more balance when walking, lower risk of sprains, firmer posture, a feeling of lightness and security when climbing stairs or carrying weight, and the most important thing, you will feel like you are in control of your body again. That, after 40, is worth much more than aesthetics. It's about living well, with health, autonomy, and energy, to enjoy what life still has to offer you. It's not about having the most beautiful calf. It's about having a strong foundation to live with freedom, security, and autonomy. After 40, what will define your quality of life is not just how much you train, but how you take care of what supports everything. Your legs, your feet, your balance. Start with what you have, where you are. 2 simple exercises, a few minutes a day, and a commitment to yourself. If you apply it, the results will come, and they come from the inside out. Now tell me, did you already know that the calf had all these impacts on your health? Leave your comment. I'll love to read it. If this content made sense to you, share and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to